And we are back at Up North at 4. We are joined with Phyl Wickham, who is a performer, a singer, and this is great to have you on because you've got great news coming up.
Yeah, I'm working on a new album. I got gigs going on, weekly gigs. I do play Tuesday nights, Thursday nights in the Northwoods. We've got a big show coming up next weekend down in Stevens Point for Art Jam, which is a bunch of local artists that get to come and sell their work or just show it. And then I get to be the performer and entertain people for it.
And this isn't your first rodeo. You were last here, what, 10 years ago?
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
And you do this. This is your gig. This is what you do, right?
Yeah,
and you entertain the Northwoods. How's that feel?
Pretty good. Yeah, I dig it. It's the coolest job I've had. Yeah. It's nice to be self-employed.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, Phyl, when did you start performing? When did you start wanting to be a performer and a singer?
Probably about 15 years ago. I was in a bluegrass band for about 4 years called the Ghosts of Swinetown, and yeah, we did some stuff all around the Midwest, and then we kind of just went our separate ways, and you know, I just kind of moved up to Duluth, and then I was playing a lot of solo shows and just kept rolling with that, writing songs and just promoting myself, you know.
You left us for Duluth, huh?
Yeah, for a brief moment. It's just so beautiful up there.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. All right, so you mentioned bluegrass.
Yeah.
Is that your genre, or are you kind of all over the place?
I'm kind of all over. I draw influences from, like, you know, basically every end of the musical spectrum, but I play, you know, acoustic instrument mostly. I play guitar, mandolin, or banjo, so a lot of folk instruments, and I kind of slowed it down a little bit, so it's more folk music and old country kind of stuff.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And so, Phyl, you do have a new album that you're working on coming out, and it's titled "Can't Fix Something That Wants to Stay Broken." I love the title. The title really caught me.
It resonates, doesn't it?
It really resonates, of course, with me too, personally. So it was like ironic.
I didn't say it.
I said it. So why that title that you came up with?
I came up with that phrase first. You know, one day I was talking to a buddy, and we were talking about just a situation that I was going through, and I said, you know, it's just like, you know, you can't fix something that wants to stay broken, and yeah. So, but it really applies to lots of different other aspects of, you know, my life or other people's lives that can relate.
Yeah, we've had songwriters on before, right? And I tell you, it's a craft. It's the hardest art ever. But is it one of those things where you go through life and then something happens, you're like, time out. I got to write those thoughts down,
yeah,
make it into
much.
a song? Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, most of the songs I've written, I write from my own experiences, you know, and just that's kind of like my way to deal with some of the hard experiences I've had to face. And in fact, it's easy to write about that kind of stuff. What's really kind of hard to write about is like try to make happy songs, because, you know, it just almost feels like, you know, you kind of like you're being pompous, you know. It never comes out right. So I mean, I just write, you know, a lot of sad country songs because that's kind of what I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
So.
Is it harder to write the lyrics or the melody?
The lyrics, usually,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I've been picking on melodies, you know, are very easy for me. They come pretty easy, and I've been picking on those basically ever since I picked up a guitar. But when I decided to start sitting down and writing, it was, you know, kind of a challenge, but it flows pretty good once you get going.
And of course, Phyl, like you mentioned, so you do have a big Art Jam event that's happening next weekend. What time, where can people find you?
That's at the Waters Pub and Pier in Stevens Point, and it starts at noon. And it will be Saturday, October 4th in Stevens Point, yeah.
Okay, and do you have like a website or something if people want to like contact you? And
yeah, I have a Facebook page which is called Phyl and Friends. You got to spell it with a Y though, because
you did mention that.
Yeah, there's a Christian folk singer by the name of Phyl Wickham, and he spells his name with an I, and he's a pretty big deal. I've actually had people show up at my gigs looking for him.
Oh,
whoops!
Yeah,
like no Christian music here.
Yeah, well, and they don't leave disappointed. You know, they're usually pretty.
You still put on a really good performance at the end of it.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to hear you live. Will you stick around next block and do a song for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we'll be right
looking
back
forward
after
to
this
it.
break.
All right.